Welcome to the BSR MX5 here at Mosport, the Canadian Time Motorsports Park, getting set for 3 or 4 races of the championship, and we're down on the grid getting set to go. The grid, as it looks like now, is Jack McIntyre starting on pole position. There he is. It's Dan Hunt in second, Anwar Smith in third, Tobias Sherney in fourth. Fifth is Jack Ashton, and then Adam McNally, and the rest of them. So all set to go then. Here come the lights. And we're underway here. We will get Andrew Woodhouse in a moment. The Discord has crashed. That is the state of play here. But what a start by Jack McIntyre. He leads. Anwar Smith is up into second place. Dan Hunt in third. And Tobias Sherney fourth. Fifth is Jack Ashton. Through the long left-hander then for the first time. Look at all these cars. You can see a few off in the background. That looks like one of the Automech cars. That is Max Wright, so problem for him already. Here's a replay. Looks like he just got out offline there, and that's not gone at all well. The rest of the field then coming through the back section of the circuit and onto the back straight. Anwar Smith already closing right in on Jack McIntyre, and you can see 3 wide in some situations as we come down the back straight. Cars off at the back. That is Michael Key and somebody else. Here's a replay of that as well here, going into the back section of the circuit. The double apex right-hander up the inside he goes, and oh, it's a squeeze between the two of them. Off they both go and take a few with them as well. That's car 17. That was Danny Bristow. So problems for those guys as well. But end of the opening lap, Jack McIntyre hops over the curbs. And Anwar Smith in second position. Third, Dan Hunt. Fourth, Tobias Sherney. Fifth, Jack Ashton. Sixth, Adam McNally. Seventh, Brian Holmes. Eighth is Steve Hefford. Ninth, Jamie Ayres. And 10th is Alex Sherney. That's how the order is at the end of the opening lap. Timed race as well. It's going to be 15 minutes here. 4 races then, I believe. Usually if it's a free race meeting, then usually it's a 20-minute race. So in for the long haul here. We should aim to be up and running with the full comms by race 2. Discord has literally decided to throw an update at the worst possible moment. But here we go. McIntyre, Smith, and I think Discord might just be back up and running. Andrew Woodhouse could be back with us imminently. Then it's Hunt, Sherney, Ashton, Holmes, Hefford, Ayres and Sherney. Some of the biggest movers, as you can see on the screen now. It's McCarron up 4 places. Jordan Giddings is up 5. Adam Hedgecock up 6 places as well. So moving in the early going. And here comes Jack McIntyre for the race lead, going into the long right-hander. Sorry, it's Anwar Smith going for the race lead, I should say. Here he goes, round the outside. That'll quickly become the inside for the penultimate corner. And Anwar Smith takes the lead. And that could be a trait of what's going to be happening tonight. A lot of slipstreaming and a lot of opportunity to get some overtakes done. And this is, like Belle Isle last night in the World GT, this is probably a track that lends itself to MX5 racing. Here comes Jack McIntyre then. He is going at it with Dan Hunt, going over the top of the hill and into turn 2. And that's McIntyre getting very, very sideways. And that's going to allow Dan Hunt through, I think, as we go into turn 3. Watch out for Tobias Sherney there in Team RSO car. That's the blue and white liveried MX5. And then the other Youth Energy car of Jack Ashton. Am driver as well. You can tell by the green stripe on the screen. 3 wide. What a view. Going through the bottom part of the circuit and up to the top of the hill. And that's going to be the Youth Energy car through. So just when Jack Ashton looked like he was going to gate crash the Team Momo and the Black Star Party, it looks like he's now dropped down to 6th place. Still connecting to Discord. I thought we were back in with a shout there. You can see that we've got 2 cars in the pits. That they are Hardy and Knowles. And have they both jumped to the pits? Barry's just come into the pits, Michael Barry. But it looks like he's, well, that's what it says anyway. Carl Hardy has jumped to the pits, actually. We can see it. Here's a replay. Oh my goodness me. Right, what happened here? And it might not be him responsible. He's coming through the hill. Oh, there's a car there, and oh my, yeah. I think that was a bit of panic stations for Carl Hardy. And he's now had to tow back to the pits. Dan Hunt has now inherited the race lead. How did that happen? Looks like it was another bit of more slipstreaming going down the back straight, and Anwar Smith for now willing to let the Black Star car have a go at the race lead, and now Anwar Smith's right into the clutches of Jack McIntyre again. So interesting scenes here. You can see also that Sherney is under pressure from the other Momo car of Hefford. Problem for Jordan Giddings. Here he is. Well, there's already a car off in front, and looks like he's just had problems of his own as well. So MX5's quickly dropping by the wayside here. Hopefully we don't lose too many more of them. Back at the lead battle then, and it just shows that it shows no signs of abating here. That's McIntyre on the outside. That's Dan Hunt on the inside. Anwar Smith did think of making it 3 wide, but look, he's got his 3 Youth Energy teammates coming quickly. Let's get the battle box up. You can see all of them now. It's McIntyre, then Hunt, then Burrell Smith, then Ashton, then Holmes, and then Steve Hefford. And how brilliant this is. We've got 8 minutes to go, so we're quickly approaching the halfway mark. Good job there by car 27 to get out of the way. That is Peter Knowles. That's Dan Hunt's teammate, incidentally. Here comes McIntyre for the race lead. Around the outside they go. They do have same liveries here, but I wonder if that might just be a trading paints issue. Probably is. That is very close. And that is McIntyre back into the race lead. Dan Hunt demoted back to second. Now here comes Jack Ashton. Now he's the highest of the Youth Energy cars. He's got Brian Holmes for company as well. Brian Holmes highly experienced in these cars. And then Anwar Smith has now quickly become the 3rd of the Youth Energy cars. Adam McNally could make it 4 Youth Energy cars in a moment, because he's coming at a fair rate of knots as well. He's the Youth Energy car with the legacy paint scheme, the turquoise car. You can hear contact as well going through the back section of the circuit. Problem for Peter Knowles, he's just jumped back to the pits as well. So we've now got 4 cars in the pit lane: Giddings, Knowles, Hardy and Daniels. List continues to pile up. Ash Sutton did register for this session, but he wasn't taking part in it. I don't know whether he's just the admin for the session, or that we could see the British Touring Car Champion on the grid for race 2, race 3 and race 4. We will endeavour to have Andrew Woodhouse reunited with me for the 2nd race of the day. And now Dan Hunt's going to go back at it again. Lap 4. Oh, that's Anwar Smith. And that is also Steve Hefford. Anwar Smith off into the wall. Trying to find him, but he's just dropping down the timing screen so quickly. Here he is. Let's find out what happened. You can see it just in the background of the shot. Here we go, through the right-hander. Contact. That's what happened. Hefford into the back of him. You could say it was a bit of a slide job, but it's not going to help Anwar Smith now. It's going to take a minor miracle for him to redeem that race. Car off. Who was it though? It's the 2nd of the Youth Energy cars. That's Jack Ashton. Now it's the turn of the Youth Energy cars to drop by the wayside. Let's see what happened here. Let's look from the chopper. This is Jack Ashton in 3rd position, up the inside of Dan Hunt. Gets on that bump on the inside, gets on that bit of escape road that elevates the car off the ground, and then he goes for a ride as well, clips that inside concrete wall. And all of a sudden, that 5 or 6 car lead battle has now been whittled down to just 3, sorry. And just 1 Youth Energy car left. It's Brian Holmes. McIntyre leads then, Hunt 2nd, Holmes 3rd, McNally 4th, and Hefford in 5th. And Ayres, then Sherney, to both Sherneys in fact, Tobias and Alex, and Ryan Walker, and Jason Cooper. For the right-hander then. McIntyre versus Hunt at it again. I don't know if we do stats like this, but stats for how long these two have been side by side for the entire race, I'm sure it'll have been quite a while. down to lap 6. We've got 5 minutes to go. What can Brian Holmes do about Dan Hunt here? Don't think anybody else is going to be able to trouble these lot now unless something catastrophic happens to these guys. And you can see the intervals on the screen as well. It's pretty much neck and neck for all of those positions from about 5th down to 11th. Let's have a look further. Let's have a look at this secondary group. This is now the chasing pack, really. This is made up of Adam McNally, Steve Hefford, Jamie Ayres, both Shirneys, Ryan Walker and Jason Cooper all in there as well. Walker driving for Boosted with Savage Gaming. Jason Cooper driving for himself, I believe. Into the right-hander, Youth Energy car at risk. This is Hefford. He collided with one of the Youth Energy cars earlier in Anwar Smith. Oh, that's more contact and Hefford's gone. Well, oh, and he's collided with one of his teammates as well and one of the Shirneys. That's Tobias. Not the best camera angle, we were very close on him there. See if we can have a look at it again from a higher angle. And what has gone on here then? Well, we saw just in this corner, collision between Youth Energy's Anwar Smith and Steve Hefford. This time it's McNally getting into Hefford. Hefford tries desperately to save it, ends up going into his teammate, the black Momo car of... that is... might be Jamie Ayres. And then... and collects one of the Shirneys as well. So drama there, and then that's now affected that second group. What that's resulted in is that being cast aside, and it's now Adam McNally, Alex Shirney, then it's Kip Stevens with Jason Cooper. Ryan Walker, I think, lost out in all of that. He's now dropped down to 12th position, but he is right behind one of our biggest movers in the field in Alessio Colonna with the black and gold Mazda MX5 livery. He's chasing down Jamie Ayres, who indeed was that MX5 that Steve Hefford collected. I think we are on the Discord now, so if Andrew Woodhouse is listening, I think we can get back up and running on that. Walker. He's got Ash Beard for company as well. Ash Beard, very experienced driver in the MX5s as well. Won one of the early championships, I think, in the BSR MX5. Oh, off goes Jamie Ayres. Big one into the tyre barrier. And what happened to the Momo car? It's not being Momo's day here. Understeer, and takes our cameraman with him pretty much. And good job there by one of the boosted cars to avoid him, because he did ricochet almost back onto the circuit. So more drama unfolding here. And we've just got 2 minutes to go. It is a 90-second lap, so one of our shorter laps here in the BSR MX5 Summer Series. And that therefore means that when we get to the line, we're going to be starting the final lap of the race. And it's now Brian Holmes that leads. It's Jack McIntyre. It's Momo's Jack McIntyre in second, and it's Black Star's Dan Hunt in third. So we can look from the back of Brian Holmes and get the rev counter up as we go down the back straight. Nothing's changed with the Mazda MX-5. It is still so powerful when it comes to the slipstream. But will it be enough to get him back into the lead here? Holmes on the inside, McIntyre on the outside of the right-hander. McIntyre, who started on the pole for this one, not able to get to the lead this time, but that might just be a dress rehearsal for what is to come. They come through the final corner now. Brian Holmes takes a questionable line. Believe he's, as we got a good close-up of it there, he's got a Marco Simoncelli helmet ablazoned on his Mazda MX-5. I think Ryan Walker's had a helmet specially designed for this year's Pride Festival. And now this is going to be the final lap. We've got 50 seconds to go. In fact, we've got quite a few cars going off the circuit. It is a track, though, where you have the tendency to do that. John Roberts and Lee Berridge, the two latest cars to fall off the island. And now we've got 2/3 of a lap to go. Brian Holmes gains 7 positions so far in this race. Jack McIntyre in second, started on the pole, and Dan Hunt started on the front row with him. So these guys have all been at the front since the start of the race. And then it's Alex Sherney, McNally, Stevens, Cooper, and McCarron, who's gained 10 places. One of the few surviving Momo cars as well, along with Jack McIntyre. You can see the chasing pack in the background, but this is it. This is the battle for the lead. Jack McIntyre officially is alongside, but can he get the lead though? And he's going to have to try and hold it out around the outside, and it'll be just very easy for Brian Holmes to just edge him wide. But McIntyre might just be clear, you know, going into the penultimate corner. Holmes nudging back up the inside. He's now going to be on the outside for the penultimate corner, but he's going to have to try and carry the speed through, which he duly does. Checker flag at the ready. It's going to be a drag race here. It's going to be... Oh no, they've both gone off. Now who's going to win this? Dan Hunt wins the race. Sensational. Now we'll have to wait for verification, because it's very difficult to pinpoint where the timing line is here. But Brian Holmes and Jack McIntyre, in their eagerness to win this opening race, have both made sure that they've given it to Dan Hunt. Now they did both cross the line, so they're both classified finishers, as far as I'm aware anyway. But it looks like that Dan Hunt has just taken the race victory. Right. There's only one thing we can do, and that is look at this replay. Just trying to get it, actually. Here we go. Look at it from the chopper, and we'll slow it down as well. You can see Brian Holmes taking that speed. Back up the inside. Oh, that's not gone at all well. Sped it up, if anything, there. Right, here's slow motion then. So, Brian Holmes on the inside. He moves out wide, forces Jack McIntyre onto the curbs. McIntyre comes back onto the track again. There's the timing line there. That white stripe. Oof. Or maybe it's that one. I think it might be that second line. Crosses it, and yeah, that is definitely race victory for Jack McIntyre. If it was that first line, then I reckon it will be up for debate. But no doubt about it, with that second line, that is Dan Hunt's race victory. And wow, what a finish that was to the opening race of the day. It was so exciting. We didn't really cover many of the other cars crossing the finish line. John Roberts. There we go. Probably wonder why we haven't got sound. John Roberts there in 17th. 8 positions gained. Gregory Vrankix, we haven't got him unfortunately, but he did gain a whole load of positions. Everybody has crossed the line. And wow, what a finish to the opening race of the day. Of course, we've got the reverse grid to look forward to as well. We'll get the thoughts of Andrew Woodhouse for the second race. Hopefully he was watching it. We should be back any moment now. So we'll digest that over the break and offer our thoughts on it when we get back. But for now, let's run you through the finishing order. And what a result that is for Dan Hunt. Results on your screen. Now, Dan Hunt wins the race by 0.3 of a second. It was... the reason why Brian Holmes isn't on there is because he hasn't been added to the entry sheet. So don't worry, Brian Holmes. You haven't been DQ'd or anything. Dan Hunt wins. Jack McIntyre second. It was Alex Sherney that finished in third. Fourth, Adam McNally. Fifth, Kip Stevens. Then it was Brian Holmes in 6th place. Then it's Jason Cooper after that. A good race by Jason as well. Nick McCarron, 10 places gained to finish in 8th. Tobias Sherney 9th and 10th for Ash Beard. 11th for Alessio Colonna. Then Craig Cameron in 12th. Adam Hedgecock 13th, gained 13 places as well. Then Anwar Smith 14th, David Ayres 15th, Stuart McFadden in 16th place. He won last night at Belle Isle in Detroit. He's gained 16 places to finish in 16th here today. It's John Roberts finishing in 17th, Ben Mears in 18th, 19th for Gregory Vrankix, his Automech teammate. Then Lee Berridge in 20th, Max Wright 21st, Ryan Walker dropping down to 22nd by the end of the race there. I don't know what happened there to the Boosted with Savage Gaming driver. Dan Bristow in 23rd, Peter Van Gaal in 24th, he was around early on. Then Mike Key 25th, Robert Lundgren 26th, Michael Barry 27th, then Chris Farish in 28th. Then the cars had issues during the race. Jack Ashton, Jamie Ayres, Steve Hefford, not good for the Momo guys there. Will Daniels, Peter Knowles, Jordan Giddings, Carl Hardy, and Craig Evans didn't take the start. Neither did Ash Sutton either. So I wonder if we'll see those guys back out for the second race. Right then, it is time for the first reverse grid of the day. and we'll wait and see what that means in terms of positions getting reversed. Just gonna load it up, and we will then find out who is going to be on the pole. Attention guaranteed. Here it comes. There it is. Just remove the overlay for you so we can actually see it. Right then, let's spin it and see who's going to be on pole for the second race of the day of 4. Full -2 for that one. And if my maths are anything to go by, I think we might need to get the results back up here, so just so I know who finished where. So let's go back to the sim and get those results up again. Full -2, remember that. So full -2. So Jack Ashton was the last classified finisher. Then -1 is Chris Farish, and then -2 Michael Barry. So Michael Barry will be on the front row for the second race of the day. He'll be on the pole. He'll be joined by Robert Lundgren in second, Michael Key third, Peter Van Gool fourth, Dan Bristow in fifth, Ryan Walker going to be starting in 6th position for that one. So we'll take a quick break here on Apex Racing TV. We'll be joined by Andrew Woodhouse after the break, and we'll be getting set for the second race of the day here in the BSR MX5 at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park.
We fell out of love like shooting stars, came crashing down, and we're building back up again now. I see your heart, see your mind, see all you hide. I won't let you go, can't let this die. When you lose yourself, I'll be right beside you. I see your heart, see your mind, see all you hide. I won't let you go, can't let this die. When you lose yourself, I'll be right beside you.
Welcome back to Apex Racing TV. We're getting set for the second race of the day here of what we think is 4. I think it is 4, considering that the first race was 15 minutes in length. Second race in the BSR MX5 Summer Series here at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Adam off with Andrew Woodhouse in the commentary box here. Rather warm one again. It looked like it was going to be a bit of a gloomy day here in the UK, but it's brightened up again. So such is the British weather anyway. But yeah, Woody getting set for the second race, and crazy ending to the first one. And with a reverse grid, it's probably going to be more of the same.
It was, wasn't it? It's been a baking summer in the United Kingdom, but it was Merry Christmas to Dan Hunt picking up that win on the last corner.
Here we go then. Michael Barry has been very lucky with the reverse grid. All his Christmases have come at once, but here come the lights. We're off and running. This race is 25 minutes, so they're definitely. Oh, there's probably a format, isn't there? I think this is probably the longer race of the 3. Just starting to, it's all coming back to me. But Michael Barry leads me the first corner.
Oh, crash!
Oh,
big crash.
It's David Ayres.
Well, that did not last long at all for him.
According to the overlay, 2 cars jumped the start as well. Here's a replay. It's a Youth Energy car on the outside. Oh, and they come together, don't they? And that's all I can say about that one.
Yeah, that was not particularly good. And a very, very early end to their race, at least.
Out onto the back straight then for the first time. Good start by Benjamin Mears. He's gained 3 places. He can hear a bit of contact in the background, but from this camera angle, as we all fly down the back straight, that it doesn't look like there's too much damage. And now it's the turn of Robert Lundgren, who started second on the grid, so now try and put the pressure on. But look at these Momo cars. They're just powering by on the outside and trying to keep up with the Result Clothing cars.
Yeah, it's a real battle in this final sector. Lundgren in the mix. Oh, and in the pits.
Now, it didn't come up on the overlay that he jumped the start. Either that or he hasn't put enough fuel in to complete the race. But poor Robert Lundgren, his race is over before it's even pretty much begun.
Yeah, disappointing for Lundgren. He would have definitely liked to have had a better run than that. Probably on the grass going into turn 2. Not the place you want to be. Doing some extracurricular activities, and off goes the automatic knock-hill into the grass, and that's Ben Mears. Can he keep it? Yes, he can. Oh, well, there's someone who can't behind. I think that's Anwar Smith that might be out.
I think you might be right.
No, it's not Anwar Smith. It's
Jack Ashton.
It's Ashton, and it might be Daniels as well. Is it?
Oh, here's a replay. Oh, he gets out wide, doesn't he? And then gets
Bosch
collected. Yeah, by 2 cars.
Yeah.
Is that Will Daniels? I think might have been the other one. He's just towed back to the
Daniels. Daniels and yeah, I'm not sure who the other one was. But Fast and Furious start here at Mosport, Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, also known as. Used to host the Canadian Grand Prix here.
Here comes Ryan Walker, the boosted with Savage Gaming Mazda MX-5, and he looks like he's going to try and take second place away from Michael Key, and he has duly done so. So the Result Clothing MX-5s have been split, and it's Ryan Walker that's through up into second place. 4 positions gained now.
Is that the same Michael Key that drove last night?
Might be. Unfortunately, on the overlay, I don't have the
I actually don't know the answer. Is he American?
If I had JRT open, other live timing providers are available, then I would have been able to see which where he is from. If you get the sim open, it might
Has he got his flag if you go down to him?
Oh, completely forgot about that, actually. He is...
Oh, 2 cars off in 2.
It's Michael Key.
Michael Key. Well, it's the British flag. I think it's a different Michael Key. But off into the wall now. So I think he got some assistance coming back onto the circuit.
God, they both just went off together, didn't they? Here it is from the chopper.
Have a look then.
Oh, that's what happens. You get into a vicious circle. Yeah, you just follow the car in front.
That's the disadvantage of getting your line wrong.
And that's number 2 Momo, and that's...
Oh, and it just gives him the tiniest little nudge. Round he goes.
Look what you've done to both of us. That's what Peter Van Gool was saying. Now it's a turn of...
Well, Walker is really on the charts now. Our colleague, of course, Ryan Walker.
Yeah.
Let's see him mount the assault on Michael Barry.
There he
He's
goes.
through the Scotsman. He's there already.
What a fantastic race this is turning into for Ryan Walker. 5 positions gained. The gains as well are being made by Anwar Smith. He's gained 11 positions. Alessio Colonna, who gained about 18 places in race 1, has gained 12 here so far in race 2. And Tobias Sherney and Nick McCarron are both flying up the order as well. So some fantastic jobs so far as we come out of the final corner.
If you remember race 1 as well, Walker, even though he's an AM driver, technically, he is very quick. And he was up in that leading, well, that sort of second group, wasn't he, in race 1 before he ended up getting caught up in that big collision that we saw with Hefford and a couple of others, maybe Ayres, I think it was. So yeah, he's definitely got the pace.
Riding on
Here
board.
comes McIntyre.
Yeah. Now this is for...
He's going up the inside of McCarron.
Yes, indeed he is, and that's his teammate. That's for 8th place, and that's 18 positions gained now for Jack McIntyre.
Oh, McCarron nearly ran into him, and now he's on the grass. Oh, mowing the lawn out there is McCarron. He's been overtaken by Gurney, is it?
Cooper.
Cooper, sorry, I'm wrong position.
In the there's a slowdown for Max Wright in the Automech Knock Hill car, or something of the sort, because he is very, very slow indeed, coming down the back straight.
Yeah, unless he lost the rear on the exit, maybe. Difficult to tell. Ryan Walker trying to stretch his advantage out, but it's very difficult on this long straight because you're always going to lose at least a quarter of a second with the slipstream, which he has done. And now it's Barry and Smith side by side. Anwar Smith going up the inside, nicely done.
Anwar Smith, who had who led briefly in race 1, but then it all went to pot for both Momo and for Youth Energy in that opening race. We'll be hoping to get some redemption here, but we've got 3 different teams in the top 3 positions. We've got Boosted with Savage Gaming in first, Youth Energy in second, and Result Clothing in third. And then we've got Lee Berridge in fourth as well, who's doing pretty well too. Oh!
Oh, off goes Barry. Oh, dear me.
Fortunately,
well, he survived it. I don't think he's lost any positions, you know.
He's lost 2, I think, to Berridge and Colonna, but Barry, he hit the wall in such a way that it didn't do any damage at all to the MX5, and that's pretty fortunate, and he's carried on.
Yeah, there is a slight bit of...
front left, maybe?
Crumpling, yeah, a tiny bit of separation of the panels, it looks like, around the front of the car. And Colonna has done a great job there of getting through on Lee Berridge.
Yeah, that's car 33 up into 3rd place now. Here comes Anwar Smith for the lead. He's wasted no time getting up to Ryan Walker.
That didn't take long at all for Anwar Smith. Because he's won this championship, hasn't he, in the past? See if he can do it. If he can get the win here. The inside. Walker, very little resistance. See if he can fight back here. As the 2 behind are going for it. Berridge and Colonna again. Colonna's going around the outside. He's going to just about get this one. Oh, sorry, he's gone to the inside now for turn 1. Berridge is going to try to just run it all the way around the outside, but well, he doesn't even get the chance. Colonna's through.
Peter Knowles has had some sort of issue. I think he's had to tow the car back to the pits. We'll see what happens here. That's not Peter Knowles. That's someone else. No.
Well, let's see what happens.
Never mind.
Well, there were all sorts going on in those replays, but everything and nothing at the same time.
We'll try again. Here it is. Oh, the car's already damaged.
Oh, well, that's the end of it. Let's see.
Oh, it's a tyre barrier incident. Here we go. Now this is... Oh! Tank slapper for the start.
Yeah, lost the rear. And then of course, the rear overtook the front.
Right, Ryan Walker's fighting back here.
Well, this is what this long straight is for. Mucho slipstreaming. Here comes Walker. Good shot there of that window net flapping around as they reach around 130 miles an hour in this car. Maybe a little bit less than that. Might be a little generous.
Walker's taking the lead back as we cycled through those shots
Many
inside
cameras.
the car. Many cameras are on offer here.
Walker into the lead again, so he's done well there. Fight back. Too often we see drivers lose the lead and then drop like a stone. Ryan Walker doing his best to, well, like I say, doing his best to fight this out with Anwar Smith. He's very quick.
It is worth mentioning as well that this is the longer of the three races. I think it's 25 minutes in length.
We've got a, sorry mate, we've got a battle between Beard and Ayres.
All right.
Ash Beard, Jamie Ayres. Oh my word! Look at this. Look at the rest of it. I didn't even notice the rest of it. Oh! My word.
Bit of Angle with a bit of damage. He was the Momo car that was off at turn two. Yes, earlier when he.
Oh my! He did well there, did Jamie Ayres.
It's not
He
over.
sensed that quarter panel was coming. He's trying to go around all the way around the outside, and he throws it up the inside of Ash Beard, former BSR MX5 champion. I believe that was the old. Wasn't that the old Sunday series that they used to do?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
So one of the very early champions of the series, Ash Beard.
Yeah, well, it was always on while you were off doing Club 73. I always used to remember on a Sunday.
Oh, that's right.
Our double headers.
Club 73 and the Club Series itself occasionally as well.
And
look at Alex Cherney as well, right at the back of that group, getting closer and in the mix with the GT Omega Northern Lights racing car.
Ash Beard is through, but
is he though?
Back up the inside will go.
Nope.
It's that was almost what happened at the end of race 1, wasn't it? Between Jack McIntyre and the Youth Energy car Brian Holmes in that one.
I bet Dan Hunt couldn't believe his luck.
I didn't particularly know where the line was there, and I was amazed that he was able to get to it. But
it is pretty close though, there, isn't it? The line to the exit at the final corner. Beard and Bangul now going into battle. Look at this behind, mate. There's 2 or 3 cars behind them, getting even more crazy than the front 3.
Yeah, there's a shot of it all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About 10 cars all in one shot.
Who's the Northern Lights Racing there?
That's Craig Cameron.
So he's well and truly in the thick of it, as is Carl Hardy. Oh, and Hardy tried to delete Cameron there, but not happening this time. Although Cameron, you can say, will be more woken after that. Battle for the lead is on.
Yeah, we've got a 3-car scrap now. 3 wide.
Oh, they're 3 wide, my goodness.
Here comes Colonna, or Colliner, one of the two.
I think you're right. I think that's right.
They're going to get thrown into the colander here. It's a 4-car scrap as well, because here comes Lee Berridge.
Walker strides back in front. Oh, and Colonna goes for it up the inside, and he's done it.
I don't know
well, he scares Walker off the course.
Yeah,
there,
I was just going to say, I thought he frightened him offline there, and now that's shuffled Ryan Walker down to 4th.
To be honest, I'd have been scared by that as well. Well, I probably wouldn't have been scared. I'd probably have been some choice language. There might have been some choice language in the cockpit of the Savage Gaming.gg car.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look at it again then.
And he's gone. He's just spun.
Unbelievable.
He's actually going the wrong way around the. Well, he's driving the wrong way.
Not much grip on that grass there, is it? Right, here's a replay. See what happens on board then.
Yeah, sorry to derail that, but I just saw him going out of the corner.
It's very weird how it's done that.
I wonder if it's
did it lift off oversteer or something?
I mean, he could have had dirt on his tyres. You know, after going wide.
Just before that, as we were on.
That was 2 corners before that we're just going to see here. Oh, well. Yeah, Colonna, he was being forceful, wasn't it? Dirt on the tyres, look. And I would imagine that's why it ends up going into a spin 2 corners later. Because he's got understeer here. And now, because of the reduced grip on the left-hand side of the car, he turns in. Yeah. Right-hand side goes. It's just because he got dirt on those left side tyres.
Well, all this now means that Lee Berridge leads with 11 minutes to go. Second is Colliner.
Well, we need to do the obligatory lead Berridge then.
Yes.
Well, but he's not leading for long, I don't think, because Colonna is doing as he appears to be doing, and absolutely flying through there. Well done.
Yeah, 16 positions gained for Alessio Colonna. Sorry, he retakes the lead. Berridge, I think, as long as you're in with a chance, then you've got a chance that that makes sense, of winning it.
Yeah, yeah. You just need to put yourself in a position to get the job done, because there will be accidents and strange happenings up the front. We've seen it already in this race, and this race is only 15 minutes old. 25 minutes, so this is a longer one.
Yeah.
And actually, the drivers seem to be a bit more eager than they were before.
Yeah, it's, as long as you've got slipstream, you've got a chance. That's probably the MX5 way, and especially if Colonna runs out wide like that. Yeah.
Yeah, have slipstream will travel.
Yes.
I think.
Have Mike will travel, I think, with us as well. Really.
Have technical issues will broadcast.
Yes.
That's usually what happens with. It's usually what's happening, to be honest.
What's the Simpsons quote? Give me a lift or everybody dies. Well, hopefully that doesn't happen to these three here. Colonna trying to get the move, or trying to keep Lee Berridge at bay.
Oh! Side by side with him. That's king size Homer, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Love that episode. Oh, look at Smith! Look at how Mark Smith, he was all over the inside curb there. And he's... Oh, I thought he'd made it stick on both of them. I think he's going to get Colonna here.
Apparently the white flag's out, so this is the final lap of the race.
Well, okay. Final lap it is. Must have said a 25-minute time limit, but they've done it as a timed race.
Yeah, that's my fault for not looking at the graphics and seeing that it's a lap race.
There's all sorts going on there. But anyway.
Oh, that's the reverse grid. Sorry, everybody.
Yes, so is so. So anyway, Berridge still leads, by the way.
Look who's coming. It's Jack McIntyre.
How has he got there? And Cherney's half a second off this as well.
Oh! And Berridge has gone.
Berridge has gone.
Here comes McIntyre.
And here comes McIntyre. Sorry, I've just repeated everything you said just in a high-pitched voice. But
McIntyre's going to go from 4th to 1st if he gets by Colonna here, and he's going to gain 25 places from where he started.
Well, he's going to wonder how he's done this, Jack McIntyre, if he does finish this one off. But we've seen Alessio Colonna be aggressive into the final sector. McIntyre all the way around the outside. There's a slow car as well. And he slides in front of him, McIntyre.
Slide job.
He's got the slide job done.
What a move and what a race.
And he's going to keep it. Jack McIntyre wins. What a race. What a race, and what a final lap for McIntyre. Unbelievable.
I think we're going to have to get a replay of what just transpired there. It's very close between Alex Cherney and Ash Beard. I think there was a few hundredths of a second in it. Here comes Craig Farish. He's got John Roberts ahead of him. Well, we're now behind him. And that's Farish up to 18th place. Chris Farish. Jesus.
Just amazing, really, that. And Lee Berridge is going to be kicking himself, I think.
I think he may just have hit Lee Berridge.
I think he had the hard work done.
Right then, that is everybody.
Up to a point, didn't he?
I think everybody's crossed the line. Who are we waiting for? Oh, we're waiting for Dan Bristow, but he stops on the outside of turn 1. We also got Robert Lundgren, who started on the second row of the grid. No, in fact, started on the front row of the grid and pitted at the end of the opening lap, and things have just not gone well at all, really.
Not gone well. No.
Which is just, I think he's out of fuel. I think that's what's happened. He's getting drive and then losing it again, so he's going to splutter across the line. And is that Ryan Walker coming across the line? I think it is.
I think.
Yeah,
he's just got across, hasn't he?
And I think we're just waiting for Craig Evans. That is the final corner, yeah, with his Michael Schumacher helmet.
It's a shame, though, that, really.
Right then. That is everybody across the line, and now the inquest will begin, and then we'll run you through the results and then do the reverse grid for what we think is the final race of the day. Let's take it back then. See if I can find it on the machine. we're looking for Lee Berridge, aren't we? That's where it's all going to begin, and Kelowna as well. Here's the replay then. This is going down the hill. If we pause it, here we go. So situation here. That's McIntyre in 4th. 3rd is Kelowna at this point. Then it's Smith in 2nd and Jack McIntyre in 1st position. So if we slow it down here, this is going into the right-hander. Little lock-up from Smith. Berridge runs out a bit wide, doesn't he? Oh, he gets a slide on, doesn't he? And then that allows Kelowna to hit Smith. But
so is it because Smith had to kind of back off a tiny bit? Maybe saw the chaos going on?
I think in terms of Berridge, the slide had started in the first right-hander and it carried on all the way through. I think that's what happened to him. And then, yeah, Smith, you're right, had to check up in anticipation of Berridge spinning out, and that's what made him lose out. And Alex Sherney and Jack McIntyre just say thank you very much, and they all go through. Is it worth looking at an onboard of one of them? Let's have a look at onboard with Anwar Smith. This is a bit further ahead than we'd envisaged.
Yeah.
In fact, we can fast forward. So we're going up to the right-hander here. We've got McIntyre there. That's a slow car, isn't it? No, we need to worry about that. I think we might have even gone a bit too further back, you know. Is that after the race? I think that might be after the race.
Yeah, it's after the... Yeah.
Oh dear, well, I think we'll look at going back more than we think we can here. Maybe try this again. Right, here we go.
Ah, right. So...
Anwar Smith then we'll go on board with. Here we go, here he's getting on.
Let's have a look. Oh, Berridge loses the rear. Smith, to his credit, steps on the brakes and avoids hitting Lee Berridge, but then Kelowna doesn't quite have the reaction, does he, compared to what he did?
Now this is going to be good. On board with Jack McIntyre. Keeps his distance.
Oh man, look at that! How he threaded the needle there, I've got absolutely no idea. Really, really tremendous stuff.
And there we go.
That's how he took the victory.
Yes. So let's get those results up on the screen and yeah, take us through who finished where. I think we are missing Brian Holmes from that sheet. So he is in there somewhere, I think. But I
think he's about somewhere 22nd place. It looks like.
Yeah. So
let's take you through it. Jack McIntyre with the win, fourth at the beginning of the final lap, and ends up on the top step of the podium. He's going to be delighted. Alessio Kelowna second, then Tobias Cherney, Lee Berridge could have won it. Likewise, Anwar Smith. Jason Cooper was 6th, only 2 seconds behind. Jamie Ayres in 7th, Ash Beard 8th, Alex Cherney 9th, and Adam McNally in 10th. And then Craig Cameron, Max Wright, Carl Hardy, they were in the top 13. You know, it's crazy actually. The top 13 were within 14 seconds, and then everyone else crashed and burned, really, almost literally. For some of them, Hefford, 37 seconds behind. Michael Key in 15th, 16th for Farish, and then Roberts in 17th, Lundgren 18th, and then Van Gool was 19th in the end, and then Daniel Bristow, Van Hunt, Ryan Walker, he was at the front for a long time, Craig Evans 23rd, and then the cars who retired from the race, Nick McCarron, Gordon Giddings, Michael Barry, Kip Stevens, Ben Mears, Jack Ashton, Peter Knowles, Adam Hedgecock, William Daniels, and David Ayres.
You get some water down you.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened there.
It's the power of reading the results out. I don't know. Well,
I think you're probably right, to be honest.
Here we go then. Reverse grid time for what we think is the final race. I'll have to consult the rule book during the break. I think it makes sense to have 2 short ones and a long one. So, at least that's what I think anyway. Here's the reverse grid. We'll get those results off the screen. There you go. And without further ado, let's spin it. It was nearly a full -1, but it's a 40 and not an actual 40, it's the number 40. And that's we don't have enough cars for that. So I think if we get the results up again, that's just going to go to the last classified finisher, which in this case is...
B?
let me get the sim up and get the
Giddings?
results.
No, it's not Giddings, it's Evans. Craig Evans.
Oh, hello. That's not gone at all. You're right. Craig Evans, yeah. He was the last car 1 lap down, so he's going to be on the pole for race 3. It could be the final race of the day, but if not, we are only halfway through the race meeting, but I've got an inkling that this could be the final race coming up. But either way, you won't want to miss it after what we've seen so far at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. We'll be back after the break here on Apex Racing TV for the next race in the BSR MX5.
We fell out of love like shooting stars came crashing down, and we're building back up again now. I see your heart, see your mind, see all you hide. I won't let you go, can't let this die. When you lose yourself, I'll be right beside you. I see your heart, see your mind, see all you hide. I won't let you go, can't let this die. When you lose yourself, I'll be right beside you.
Welcome back to Apex Racing TV, getting set for the third race of 4. I think we've gathered that now for the day in the BSR MX5 Summer Series. Dan Bristow starting on the pole position here for the third race of the day. It's Brian Holmes in second, Peter Van Gool third, Robert Lundgren fourth, John Roberts in fifth. Adam Bath, Andrew Woodhouse with you for this one. And here come the lights. Away we go. Good start by Bristow. Holmes slots into second position. No jump starts this time. Oh! And that was Peter Van Gool nearly going into the wall as he got edged very close indeed to that inside concrete wall as we go into turn 2.
Well, here is the difficult part of lap 1 for everybody here at Canadian Tire. Oh, there we go. There's one.
Momo cars.
Momo car, is it Ayres? I think it's Ayres. Dropping down the order. But in the lead is Holmes. And I tell you what, Adam, once you give Brian Holmes an advantage like this on the opening lap, might be very difficult to deal with.
Indeed, yeah. Running a bit wide, going through the back section of the circuit. This could allow Dan Bristow an opportunity to close in and try and take the lead back as we go onto the back straight now. Hopefully we get this amazing camera. Yeah, this camera here showing everybody streaming down the back straight and building up through the gears and up through the speed as we go over the top of the hill. 2 boosted cars in the mix as well, and look at Bristow, he's on the grass trying to find a way through.
Is he bump drafting Holmes, or is he trying to dislodge the Youth Energy car from the front of the field? The answer to that is I'm not sure. Oh, Van Gool! Oh, dear me.
Nearly ends up in the pit lane.
The old D1 Grand Prix special from Peter Van Gool. Off goes Hefford. Already a couple of off tracks on the first lap. We'll be hoping not to get disqualified, of course.
Ends the opening lap then. It's Holmes that leads. Second Bristow, third Van Gool, fourth is Roberts, then it's McFadden, Hefford, Lundgren. Oh, goodbye. That's the end of John Roberts. Well, not the end of his race, but that's the second time today he's had to go through that.
Oh, he's done well.
Oh, big one in the background.
Crash. And that's McCarron, I think.
With the green wheels. Oh, I hear more contacts. Is it Ryan Walker? Potential. Oh, yeah.
Lundgren's dropping down the order.
Yeah, that's car 999.
And there's a problem. Oh, dear.
Right, what's happened here then? This is the part of the incident that we didn't see. Oh,
flipping heck.
Oh, right.
Bang.
Yeah, car 27.
Well, he was rogered by Chris Farish, it looks like. Oof. Pretty quick section that as well, isn't it? To have cars turn around in the middle of the track when you come through there. It's not the best place to see it. Side by side then, between Hefford and Stuart McFadden, is it?
It is Stuart McFadden. There he is, car 53.
Was he in the first 2 races?
He was in the first 2 races, but an issue with our
Didn't
results.
notice it.
Our results graphic means that he hasn't been included in the results, unfortunately. But he has been there. It's always race 3, isn't it, where he's at his best? And this is race 3 now. So he won race 3 last night at the World GT Championship at Belle Isle. See if he can win race 3 here. He's got a 1.5 second gap to Brian Holmes in front of the race leader in Brian Holmes.
And he seemed to enjoy that a lot, did Stuart McFadden last night.
I think
we did too.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a great meeting that was.
Oh.
To really enjoy the racing. Oh, and McFadden's now on the grass as he's trying to overhaul Hefford down the hill. Reminds me a lot of the Nordschleifer, that downhill left-hander. There's a few of those on that famous long course. And of course, Mosport used to host the Canadian Grand Prix around the same time as the Nordschleifer used to host the German Grand Prix.
Yeah, first Canadian Grand Prix at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve was 1978. So, yeah.
Yeah, and it was very different to what we're seeing nowadays as well. Though. A few corners in a few different places. The pits, I think, were in a different place.
Yeah.
Speaking of Gilles Villeneuve, actually the pits getting completely overhauled for 2019.
It's a
the new pit garages.
It's a fan's favourite, that one. F1 live streamed the famous raft race this year.
Oh well, there you go then. That's worth watching. I don't know why I missed that.
Is that
McFadden? Speaking of missing, I think McFadden might have missed a shift coming out of the final corner.
Easy to do. I remember I did that in a BSR Rallycross event back in the winter.
Missing a shift.
Blooming heck, keep missing a shift.
That's the one. Not messaging me. Wide goes Holmes, but he still maintains the lead. Bristow is just in behind. Done well as Daniel Bristow to hang on at the front. He got a quicker, fastest lap of the race than Brian Holmes at the moment.
Battle here between Lee Berridge, who's had another good race, as off goes one of the RSO cars. That's Tobias Sherney, and another one off in the background as well.
Well, Tobias Sherney had just set the fastest second sector of the race. Obviously too fast. As here comes McNally up the inside of Berridge. That's for P8. To the double right-hander at the back of the course.
Right, and here comes McFadden.
Well, and he's targeting Peter Van Gool. Van Gool's got the slipstream off his teammate, though.
Oh.
Might just keep that as a result. Oh, whoa!
Wow.
Wow, how has he done that, Stuart McFadden? Absolutely no idea, but he's done it really well.
Hanging it all out there, going through the penultimate corner. I heard contacts.
Oh, and he's on two wheels.
Over the final. Yeah, that is
commitment for you.
Yeah. We did hear contact when we were going down that back straight, and I was waiting for the camera to pan to the left just in case there was anything going off between Holmes and Bristow. I think it was just a bit of bump drafting on their part, but that battle for the lead shows no signs of abating.
Tell that McFadden's going for it because he's just set his fastest lap of the race, his personal best. Not surprised either, looking at the way he's driving out there.
Lap 5 of 11. So quickly approaching the halfway distance here in this one. So a look further through the field. It is pretty close between Lee Berridge and he's going to get passed by two Momo cars here. That's Jamie Ayres through, and it's about to be Dan Hunt as well. And Tobias Sherney fancies his chances too as well here. Looking back from Lee Berridge at Dan Hunt. I can tell you that something's happened between Chris Farish and Max Wright. Here comes the Mazda.
Oh my word. That is super close. The fastest part of the track as well. This corner is, well, it's famous in the BSR for Wojciech Swidovic and Kip Stevens getting into one another. Oh, now speaking of contact,
nearly.
Thought there was going to be some there, but they managed to avoid it. And at the 07 of Dan Hunt, race 1 winner, of course, here.
Lee Berridge rocking the Nigel Mansell helmet in his MX5 as off goes the Momo car.
Yeah, and these drivers are rocking and rolling through the track at this point. It's that sort of circuit, though, isn't it? Really,
yeah,
some good left and right bends and some technical sections.
You mentioned that right-hander at the end of the straight. That is what ended Swidovic and Stevens' championship challenges back in 2015.
That's it. It's the corner of broken dreams, is that?
And it looked like Sebastian Jobs was in a right mess as well, as I hear contact there. But it was the penalty.
He crashed here, didn't he?
Yeah, and it looked like he could have been done for the championship. He was not too happy, but the penalties that were handed to Wojciech Swidovic offered him a lifeline, and he took it to full advantage. Sebastian Job and went on to win the title.
Well, of course, Sebastian Job was. Oh, look at this, Hefford and Bristow. Hefford's trying to go all the way around. Bristow's going to have the preferred line for the. Well, he's going to have the inside. I think Hefford might be through. Tough to tell from that angle, but yes, he is. And on the rear of this battle, McFadden and Van Gool are giving up. McFadden's hit the wall. He's gone so much over to the inside. That was a misjudgment. Lost him a quarter of a second.
Looking here from Peter Van Gool, he's sat in 5th.
Well, this is going to be a great camera angle, I think, mate, because it really illustrate the nature of this Mosport circuit.
There we go, then going through turn 3. Sorry, no, this is further around the lap, isn't it? You can see also that Hefford and Bristow are still going at it. McFadden right on the back of Bristow as well, going up to the top of the hill. No way through yet for the young Scotsman to try and get that place. Hitting the apex
Amazing,
nicely,
actually. I've watched Stuart McFadden in the last lap or two. Doesn't look like he's made one conventional racing line, and yet somehow he's still quicker than the rest of them.
It's all about getting the power out of these medium speed corners, isn't it?
I don't know how he's doing it though. He's not on the right line. You would think to take advantage of it. Up to over 120 miles an hour. The end of the straight. I say braking for this right-hander. They're not really, are they? Not very much. More of a big lift. Who's going to get a lift? Who's going to be lifted onto the top step of the podium? Oh, Van Gool's got a great run here out of the final corner. McFadden tries. Oh man, that's a big one. McFadden tried to cut the to close the gap down. It's too late, Adam. He's already there, Van Gool.
Here it is. From the chopper, this will be perfect vantage point.
I think that McFadden was pushing his luck here.
Or does
Van Gool goes? Or does he get collected?
Well.
Oh, there it is. He got collected by Bristow.
Ah, Bristow.
Bullseye.
And that's not good gravy.
It's not going to go well. It hasn't gone well at all, really. That's watery gravy of the highest order.
Well,
now,
Bristow survived all that. Oh wow!
Holmes and Hefford battling lead. Oh, Steve Hefford has done it. He's done it already. But he's not going to be able to keep it easily down this main straight because... down the back straight, should I say, because slipstream is very, very strong here in this car.
And this is an example of it in full effect. There's a slow Momo car there that's not going to help matters. That's McCarron.
Now, is Bristow going to go for 3 wide? Oh, he's nudging Holmes. I'm sure Holmes isn't going to appreciate that too much because... well, he might do, actually, because it's going through into the lead again.
Catapulted him back through. This is where it all
3
kicks
minutes
off
to go then.
Yeah, we're on lap 8 of 11.
Bristow does not seem scared of minor contact. On the straights, that is. A little bit of a nudge here and there.
Looking here at Jamie Ayres, sat in 8th place. He's got Dan Hunt in front of him. And then behind him he's got a very quick Adam McNally who's looking up the inside going into the first corner.
There he goes then, McNally. Oh, he's still on the inside. Ayres on the outside, but now it's the inside for the left-hander at turn 2. Big long sweeper. Oh, it's a great corner. There's some great corners on this track. Really fantastic. Adam Hedgecock's done his personal best lap of the race on the previous time round. Down in 16th place. 18 positions gained for Adam, actually. Jack McIntyre also is up that many. Jack Ashton
21.
is up 21 places, yeah, for Youth Energy. Side by side, Cherney, Tobias that is, and Adam McNally. But here we go back to the front as it's all kicking off, as we say.
Once again, isn't it? This time Bristow just a bit further behind, but we've still got about a third of the straight left, so it's not totally out of the equation that Bristow could get back in there again. Brian Holmes just about retains the lead. It's all going to be about whether Steve Hefford's committed enough to take that outside line when we get to the final lap. When we cross the line...
well, this should be the final lap, I would imagine.
Says on the overlay that we're starting lap 10.
Oh no, wait, it's laps, isn't it now, yeah. This one? 2 laps to go then. Problem with them putting time on the screen, isn't it, is that... seems to be a... there we go!
There you go, I sorted that out for you.
Knew there was a fix for that somewhere. Forgotten where it was. Oh dear me! Well, everything flashed red on our screen then as Holmes went off. You could see it. What happens on? That's if you're wondering. I know it's a bit late in the day to be talking about that, but yeah, the red when everything flashes red, it means they're off the track. Holmes leading from Hefford and Bristow.
Can't really take your eyes off this battle. There are some pretty close scraps in and amongst the top 20. That is not the best line for Brian Holmes on the exit. And he could be open up to attack now. I think he knows it. He's weaving about a bit on the back straight. And here comes Hefford.
He's really going to get drawn into this battle now. And this is a great viewpoint now from Daniel Bristow's car. That UASA livery. And he's not going to try into the long right-hander this time. Holmes probably thinks he could have done with that nudge this time. Hefford is out of control. And this could be the chance for Bristow. No, he doesn't. He's patient. Very patient is Daniel Bristow.
White flag at the ready. Last lap.
Still side by side then. Only one more lap to go. And Brian Holmes and Steve Hefford putting on a titanic clash at the front of this race. Hefford sliding through two. Bristow nearly hits Holmes, and he does.
You could see the tyre marks that Hefford was leaving in the tarmac going through that long left-hander. He was really struggling.
Seems like they've all had a chance to win this race. Who's going to take it? Did some great finishes so far. Overtake on the final lap in both of the races so far.
Right then, it's Brian Holmes with the Marco Simoncelli helmet in second place, trying to get past Steve Hefford in the lead. And on the back straight now for the final time. You can also see how close it is in that second group. You've got Jack McIntyre, whose lowest finish today has been 4th, which is where he currently is. And Brian Holmes have only just joined the dots together. Simoncelli helmet, because he's number 58, of course, as we've got 2 corners to go. Hefford then, leading for the first time. There's a lapped car, they negotiate pretty easily. It's a slow Youth Energy car, but through the final corner, it's going to be Steve Hefford that's going to win the 3rd race of the day here at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. 2nd for Holmes, 3rd for Bristow. It's going to be Cierney that gets 4th, past Jack McIntyre in the final few corners.
Yeah, that was a great finish. And the other Cierney as well went to the line. Bryce Cierney for 7th, just ahead of Daniel Hunt. Good racing.
Here's Will Daniels along with Adam Hedgecock and Ben Mears.
And well, the Automatic Knock Hill's nearly going off. It might have been Ben Mears, was it?
Yes.
The slow Youth Energy, by the way, was Anwar Smith, who, yeah, he's had a bit of a shocker. I think, was he involved at the very beginning, Smith? In that one, that earlier accident? Tough to say. There was a couple of drivers trying to finish the race.
Doesn't help that he hasn't towed back to the pits, so...
John Roberts and Michael Key. John Roberts has come across. Key
on his way now.
Finish in 24th position.
Who are we waiting for then? I think we're just waiting for Anwar Smith, are we?
I think McCarron's still going out there somewhere, is he? Is he coming round to finish the...
Yeah.
Yeah, he's coming round to finish his 10th lap. But that's not going to be any good for the points, I don't think. Oh, no, it will be. He'll get one more lap, won't he?
Yeah, there we go.
He'll
That's
get
it.
a lap.
Right then, I've got to go retrieve the results. Otherwise, people will be very unhappy that they're not on the results table. Just got to find it now. Driver race results, 4 populated items. Hopefully that does the trick. Oh. Oh no. Excuse the desktop appearing on the screen. The thing's open. Oh, there it is. Sorry, I can see it. I'm blind. There we go. Right, retrieve the results.
My eyes, the goggles do nothing.
Up and at them. Think that's retrieved everything, and now we'll get the results up on screen and we can Mr. Woodhouse. Let's just quickly see that Brian Holmes is in there.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
He is. There we go.
Indeed.
So everybody happy. Is Stuart McFadden in there?
Everybody wins.
He finished in.
Did he finish the race though?
No,
27th.
Well, hopefully, when we get down there, we'll see him. But yeah, take it away.
So Hefford from Holmes and Bristow, Journey, Alex, McIntyre and Van Gould, Tobias Journey, and Hunt, Ayres and McNally, rounding out the top 10. And Alessio Colonna, Ashton, Berridge in 13th, and Giddings, Beard, Stevens, Mears and Daniels. Adam Hedgecock, ahead of Jason Cooper, then Ayres, Michael Barry was 22nd. John Roberts and Michael Key finished on the lead lap, but quite a long way down. Nick McCarron was 1 lap down, so if we have a full, it will be he that goes on to pole. The retirements, quite a few of them. Smith, Baden, Franks, Knowles, Banish, Wright, Evans, Cameron, Lundgren we saw crashing earlier on with some assistance. Hardy and Ryan Walker did not make it very far in this one at all.
Thank you very much. And yeah, it's a full -1, I think, is the biggest one. So if that happens, it'll be Michael Key on the pole. So we've got one more race to go then. It's just 10:05, so at least that's what I'm aware about anyway. Yeah, let's get this reverse grid up and running to see who's going to be on pole for the final race. Here we go. It's going to be 35. It very nearly was 20, but that would be Carl Hardy. But because he didn't finish the race, that's just going to go to the car that finished 1 lap down then. So it will be...
will be Nick McCarron.
Yeah, it will be Nick McCarron. It's going to be starting on the pole position and for the final race of the day. So
that perseverance paid off then, didn't it?
It did. Yeah, getting that car to the line by any means possible, and it's really helped him. So we're going to take another break here on Apex Racing TV, and we'll be back in time for the final race of the day here in the BSR MX5. Don't go anywhere.
We fell out of love like shooting stars came crashing down, and we're building back up again now. I see your heart, see your mind, see all you hide. I won't let you go, can't let this die. When you lose yourself, I'll be right beside you. I see your heart, see your mind, see all you hide. I won't let you go, can't let this die. When you lose yourself, I'll be right beside you. I won't
Welcome back to Apex Racing TV, final race of the day here in the BSR MX5 Summer Series. It's been another day of brilliant racing and brilliant action, and we're getting set for the final race of the day. Here come the lights. It's McCarran on the pole, and then it's Key, Roberts, Barry and Ayres. Here we go. Good start by McCarran. Key's going to slot into second position, but it's John Roberts that could take it away from him. And he duly does. This is surely John Roberts' opportunity to try and get a good result here. I think in race 2 and race 3 he's been off the track at this very corner, turn 2. But here they all stream into the long downhill left-hander, Andrew. Oh,
crash. Big one, car over.
David Ayres.
And there's a big one. There's a few crashes in that turn 2.
Ash Beard involved.
I hope Anwar Smith wasn't involved in that.
Here's a replay. Not the best angle, I must admit. So we can get it from the chopper.
Michael Barry definitely is involved. Yeah.
So David Ayres gets hit into. Yeah. Jordan.
Oh, by not sure who by.
We can have a look at it again.
But was it Walker maybe that got into him?
We're looking back here from David Ayres, number 16. That's Adam Hedgecock.
Ah,
there you
Duff.
go.
And who gets collected in that?
Potentially Jordan Giddings. Number 2 got a fair
Jamie
hit there. That was Pete Van
Ayres?
Gool.
Van Gool, sorry.
There's a pink car upside down.
An Otto McNockhill off as well.
That was Peter Knowles.
Dear me.
Right then.
Michael Key's dropping down the order, Adam, as well.
Oh dear.
He's just had an accident.
I'll get it for you. Here we go. This is what happened.
Oh, meanwhile, there were 3 wide.
So we're looking at Michael Key. I think. We are.
Yeah, no, we are. Boom. Bang. Take that.
And he gets back on again. Fortunately, he doesn't have to
Oh,
take
but
back
he's
to the
got
pits.
damaged car, I think, though. That front right did not look too clever. The front left, sorry. Battle now between behind actually for third. That's Hedgecock and Daniels, I believe. McCarran leads from Jason Cooper. Two of 11 here in this final round of the evening from Mosport in Canada.
Something's happened to Carl Hardy. Oh, something's kicked off here. Now this is...
and that's 17 as well, and that is...
I'm just trying to work out where that is on the circuit. That's not the exit of turn 1. That's turn
Michael Barry.
4. Let's see what happened then.
Oh, he was... Oh. Well, they were both clobbered.
By 17 and 69.
By Michael Key.
Yeah, Michael Key. And 17 was Barry.
They're all teammates, aren't they?
It's that Result Clothing
They're
team,
all
isn't it? Yeah.
Result Clothing cars.
Right, something's kicked off because now Jason Cooper leads the race.
Somebody's off on the grass as well in the background, but yeah, Cooper, I think he's made the move on McCarran.
Yeah, into the penultimate, into the third to last corner, I should say, at the end of the straight.
Nice clean move there, it looked like. Oh, Jason Cooper, privateer, I believe. Don't have a team for him on the timing at least. Well, it does have a Black Star Racing livery on my screen at least.
Same here.
I imagine that's what's going on.
Right, this is a bit of a gaggle.
Me. I think we'll qualify this as a gaggle. That's right. 2 cars hitting the curbs heavily. One of Alex and Tobias Cheney right next to each other, and they've got some Youth Energy cars for company, and Kip Stevens and Anna McNally. This is not going to go. Oh, be careful. And that is that's Brian Holmes, isn't it, in the centre of all that?
Out to the forest and into the open, and somehow they all sort each other out. But here comes the Youth Energy car on the inside.
No!
Oh,
That's the youth energy.
Brian Holmes, our race 3 runner-up.
Oh, bang! Something else going off. Can you hear it?
Oh, I can see it.
Oh, there it is. It's McFadden.
Right, what's happened here?
It's Kip Stevens, I think.
Oh, it started way before that. Yeah, we need to go back and find Kip Stevens. Right, is this it? Right,
Was
here
it as a result? Have we got a wider shot there, maybe?
Well, we'll wind back.
Dan Hunt was involved as well, possibly. Yeah, let's see then. Oh, Stevens gets hit.
Is that Kelowna?
Yeah, it was Kelowna, I think. Trying that same move that he did on Ryan Walker.
Here it is again.
Oh, man.
Here we go.
Not gone well for them at all.
McFadden nowhere to go in that. I think he just got clobbered.
And the Northern Lights Racing came flying into the picture as well. Ended up getting the worst of it. So after all this, Jason Cooper's leading by half a second over McKerran, with Hedgecock third, Daniels fourth and Ashton fifth. Ashton's gaining on Daniels.
Yes,
and McNally's really putting a number on John Roberts, who goes sideways.
Oh, he's been hit by the Momo car.
He's sideways, you're not recovering that in the MX5.
Oh.
Roberts is round.
Might have been hit.
He's in the middle of the course, and there's another car as well. Another car stuck on the track, Adam.
Yes.
Oh, it was Kelowna, I think.
Yeah. Just looking at it.
Kelowna who triggered that massive accident.
Just looking at it again, see if I can get a good angle for this. Watch this. It's going to be the slightest touch. That was all it took.
Barely anything, was it? But enough to end Kelowna's race and effectively end John Roberts' race. That good result that you said that John Roberts needs and that he was very well poised to get. Look what you've done to him.
There's probably a Ted word in there.
Oh, there is. I've got a whole page of them coming up. I mean, I think that's just an annihilated. I must admit, I think that's all we need. For this one, Cooper doing a good job up there. The AM driver. And here's Jamie Ayres from Momo Racing. Right in the thick of the action with Ashton. In front of them, number 98 is Ashton, and then it's Daniels.
So tempting to just give them a little nudge, but
I thought Ashton was trying to do that.
It's not the Kia Optima. You're not going to save it if you hit them. These cars are rear-wheel drive.
Yeah, well, it's very difficult to save. It's possible, but unlikely.
Oh.
Here's the move then. No, that's not going to work. Not going to work at all. Jamie Ayres, I think he realised that halfway through the corner. Heck.
Thought better of
Through
it.
turn 2 though, what a great turn that is. Terrific corner.
Oh.
Up inside. Inside goes Ashton.
Youth Energy car up to fourth, but that's only if Will Daniels can't get back by him going down the hill.
Well, let's see then. Let's see if he can.
Up to the top of the hill.
Inside line though, Ashton, hasn't he? All that climbing.
Oh!
Double apex, right? Oh!
Bump and run by Jamie
He's
Ayres.
lost three positions lost.
Ben
Mears has gone through. Berridge and oh yeah.
I was just thinking if we could get the left rear suspension, but we only have the right rear one. It would have been good to have seen that because Jamie Ayres did put a nose up the inside and it worked a treat. Lee Berridge is in there as well. Yeah, you just mentioned him. Good to see him back up there again.
Mears is really putting himself about in pursuit of Lee Berridge. Weaving around trying to get the attention of the Boosted with Savage Gaming driver. Or they might be well, who are we going to be saying GG to at the end of this? Ben Mears, Belgian driver, is on the quest for a top 5 finish. 2 positions gained for him so far. just ahead of Daniels at the minute.
Oh, there's a car off in the background.
Yeah, it is.
Energy
It's
car.
it's McNally.
How did that happen then?
Exit 2 again, is it?
Going in.
Oh, he's gone on the grass. And then it bounces around a little bit. He tries to save it with the throttle. And, well, I hate to break it to you, but that's probably not going to happen in this car. 2 RSO cars, you can see them just behind this battle now, containing Anwar Smith, who's gained 13 positions. Robert Lundgren's out of the race. I can tell you that because he's currently showing as being in the lead, because that's what happens sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
It's me. What happened to Robert Lundgren then? Did anything actually happen to him?
This might identify the matter.
It's with
Oh,
just lost the rear, did he? Didn't look like there was a contact. I don't know about you, but
really watch it again.
could have been some. Who's that car behind? It was the Automatic Knock Hill driver.
That's Max Wright behind. There's car alongside. I don't think there was.
Oh, he just loses it. He just loses it. Bang! You see the tyre marks there going. He goes off into the wall.
Battle for third is on. It's
Oh,
Holmes.
it's really hotting up. It's Ashton.
Sorry, it's Dean Ashton. No, sorry, Jack Ashton.
Dean Ashton, there you go.
Not too far away from Ashton underline, but it is Jack Ashton coming up to the top of the hill. That's,
tiny hit.
That can only be Jamie Ayres, isn't it?
Tiny little hit on Hedgecock as well.
On Jack McIntyre, here he is again, back in the top 10 for the 4th time tonight.
Ben Miss got a great run on McIntyre. Coming out of the double right-hander.
So we've got 3 battles,
I think.
all in one shot.
Oh, amazing. Potential for violence as well, boys. Let's see. 3 wide.
Oh,
My. Well, they've sorted that one out really well, actually. Well, for now, there's still time. 3 laps to go at the end of this one. I can hear some contact.
oh, well, there's a youth energy car going very wide. That's Anwar Smith.
Smith, is it? Yep.
Battle for the lead starting to get a bit close again. Jason Cooper is going to have to work for this one, I think. We're on lap 9 of 11, so when we get to the line, we're going to be on the penultimate lap. Gregory Vrankix might have been the person you might have heard having contact, because he's just towed back to the pits.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh my word, what's going on?
It's Berridge, it's Hedgecock, it's me. Oh!
Oh!
Now
What
what
on earth was that?
going on there? Anwar Smith.
Daniel Hunt is off. Oh, and Smith, look at that. That was almost like that was like it's Tarquini. It's almost identical, in fact.
Yeah.
Look at this.
What happened? Oh, here
It's
it is.
Smith.
Oh, here we go. It's on board. He's going to have the ride of his life.
Oh no, here we go.
No!
Bang! Oh, and over me.
And
Sky,
ejected.
grass, sky. Oh my.
Booted.
Goodness.
Meanwhile,
I wouldn't be surprised if he'd ejected his lunch after that. Goodness me. What a piece of action that was.
word beginning. Oh!
Oh! Oh my goodness. I don't think Jason Cooper realises how close he was to being completely wiped out there.
And I think the word there is beginning with S and ending in Ted himself. Here's a replay. Right, here's from the gearbox. We're just going to see him fly across. Watch this. Whoa!
Oh! Well, I'm not sure if he did realise or not how close he came to certain destruction, but it was very close. What an incident with Smith. I can't get over that at all.
Just flew across the camera, didn't he?
I must admit, that's what this timing software gives us, is the opportunity to see things like that at the same time. Oh, the better for it. As one of the GT Omega Racing cars, I think it's William Daniels, getting all kinds of sideways and in the thick of the action. McIntyre trying to go through on Lee Berridge. He's actually managed it this time. But he's going to be under pressure down the main straight, the back straight, because Burridge is there, Mears is there, Hedgecock, Daniels, they're all in there. And the two RSO cars have joined the party at the back of this group.
Yeah, just seeing if I can get them all in shot. There we go.
Look at the two Churneys working together.
Yeah, a bit of bump drafting there from Alex and Tobias.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you want people to do that, it's got to be brothers. To get the understanding right.
Of course, we've got brothers racing for Sauber and the F1 Esports this year, the Sal Tunk brothers.
That's correct.
And now we're going to be starting the final lap.
That's a fantastic story, by the way, is that? But that's another story for another time. The Churneys are now going side by side, almost. Are they going to battle on this final lap? Who knows? But Jason Cooper has 1.3 seconds of an advantage at the front. A minute, that's enough to hold Nick McCarron back.
Yeah, after that mistake by Nick McCarron, where he nearly collected him, it's been a little bit less stressful for Jason Cooper.
I think it's kind of broken the spirit of McCarron a little bit, in that sense. I think he might have been stretching himself to try and keep up with Cooper at this point. Close though, they're very close on pace, but he's lost the slipstream. So important around Mosport. Burridge again, close quarters combat with Ben Mears, and Alex Cherney's having a look on Daniels as well down the straight. And into the final sector comes Jason Cooper with a tremendous drive. Started in 6th place, fought his way through to the front, survived a couple of scary moments. But he's coming through the final 2 corners now, Adam.
Great job, and the Black Star car is going to cross the line, take the checkered flag and win the final race of the day here at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. McCarron will get 2nd, Jamie Ayres will get a well-deserved podium, and Jack Ashton 4th, McIntyre 5th, Burridge 6th, 7th Mears, 8th Hedgecock, 9th Will Daniels, and Alex Cherney heading home to Tobias Cherney in 10th.
Well, that was a tremendous race, really good. The second half especially was really, really fun. Exciting, it was action-packed, it was dangerous, if your name's Dan Smith. But yeah, brilliant job. We've still got John Roberts coming round. Not going to be his day. He was turned around, lost 30 seconds or so. And that really put paid to any chances he had of the top 10.
Yeah, you can see the damage.
Still going to, however, be in the top 20, sorry.
Yeah, you can see the damage on the left-hand side from when Kelowna just went head-on into the side of the car. And it's the driver's side as well, so he would have been panicking in there when a whole Mazda MX-5 comes flying towards your door.
Well, Kelowna definitely had an interesting meeting, didn't he?
Yeah.
As well, that was definitely a lot of... Or he would have had a lot of fun. Maybe some bits that weren't that fun. Peter Knowles. This car is absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, he was upside down at the starts in that Turn 2 incident.
Just finished the race though.
Yeah.
That's important.
Black Star cars bookending the field here.
Oh, getting into the points, Knowles. It's important.
Oh, someone's just wrecked it.
And that is a big one. I'm not sure who that is, but that is...
It's Jamie Ayres, I think.
It might be worth having a look at that, just because it sounded quite good.
It might have been the Youth Energy car. Is that Anwar Smith? Or it might have been Brian Holmes.
I think they all just buried it in the wall at the same time.
Right then.
All good fun in sim racing, though, I suppose.
Yeah. I will get those results retrieved. And
that was a good meeting, though, I must admit. It was a long meeting tonight, nearly 3 hours. Well, over 2.5 hours at least. But definitely worth the watch. And yeah, definitely worth the wait for these races. Jason Cooper, in fine style, took the win. That was a great performance by him. Nick McCarron in 2nd. And we had Jamie Ayres in 3rd and Jack Ashton in 4th. And another Jack McIntyre in 5th. Then it was Burridge, Mears, Hedgecock, Daniels and Alex Cherney rounding out the top 10. Tobias Cherney 11th. Steve Heffern in 12th, Ryan Walker 13th, Pete Van Gogh in 14th. Then you had Dan Hunt and Brian Holmes, Max Wright, Chris Farish, John Roberts, Peter Knowles, and Michael Key were the only remaining point scorers, and we had 13 drivers out of the race. Anwar Smith, we saw him going for circus auditions or something. Gregory Branch was out as well. Adam McNally, Robert Lundgren, Alessio Colonna, Craig Cameron, Kip Stevens, Stuart McFadden, Michael Barry, Cal Hardy, Jordan Giddings, David Ayres, and Ash Beard was the first victim, really, of Mosport in the final race.
There we go. Great race meeting. First time that I've done a BSR MX5 race meeting in a while, and 4 brilliant races. I forgot that sometimes that format. I think that this format probably suits the MX5 more than the Kia. But
it's much better. It's much better in this car. And what I've really loved in the past, you haven't done a lot of these races over the past 6 months or so, but they've really made an effort to try and get the track choices right and go to some shorter venues and really ones where overtaking is going to be harder. And I definitely think that it's been a fantastic thing for the series. We've seen a lot of different layouts that we haven't normally seen, and I do think that the slipstream seems to have been nerfed, I think, to the proper level. I could be wrong. It might well be the same. Maybe someone could correct me on that at some point, but it definitely seems, I don't know, overtaking is a little harder on these long straights, and I think that can only be a good thing.
Yeah, we're not seeing any cars get clear by the time we get to the right-hander at the end of the back straight.
Yeah, exactly. I think I saw one all night.
I think that was
get completely clear.
That
so
was Ryan Walker, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah. And that was only really because he got a great run off the previous corner. So I think it's definitely working as intended. We were seeing about 3/10 being gained in the slipstream, which I think is just about perfect, really. Could have been to do with wind direction or something maybe, but yeah, it definitely was a good meeting. So Adam, I'll leave you to wrap us up because we've about run out of time.
Yeah, that is it from here at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. We've got, you'd think we'd have a day off, but tomorrow it's the Le Mans series that's coming back. Ryan Walker will be with Sam Kumo for that one. Maybe Sam Fitzpatrick as well. I can't remember who's on duty for that one. Thursday, BSRTC is back. Sam Kumo, Andrew Woodhouse will be there. It's my graduation on Thursday evening. So
is it? Well, congratulations.
So I don't know who will be joining you for that one. I might have to draft someone in. We'll have all the usual action over the weekend. But it's coming up to 11:15 now, and well done to our 4 winners. And what a great evening it's been. And thank you all for watching. Make sure you can give us a subscribe and a like as well. And turn on those post notifications as well. Press the bell and you will find out when we are live and won't miss any of the action on Apex Racing TV. But for now, my thanks to Andrew for joining me for this one. And it's been a pleasure as always. And
yeah, it's been fun.
The drivers have delivered, I think, today. It's been a really good race meeting. And hopefully the BSRTC can emulate this when it heads to Mosport on Thursday. We'll see you then, and don't forget to watch the European Le Mans series tomorrow. But for now, goodbye from the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park.
We fell out of love like shooting stars came crashing down, and we're building back up again now. I see your heart, see your mind, see all you hide. I won't let you go, can't let this die. When you lose yourself, I'll be right beside you. I see your heart, see your mind, see all